Hello, this is Mike of Nearly Enough Dice. This is the Kerbal Space Program. And here we have the Mercury Tiger. The Mercury Tiger is currently high above, well, it's technically on an inset trajectory with Minmus. As you see, it's going over the top, which means that I'll be in a lovely polar orbit. Well, I should be anyway, slightly off maybe. Once I circularize my orbit. Now I've done when I originally got into the sphere influence of Minmus. Yeah, review data. I've already done one of the sciences. So I've done in space while high. So I've done goo and gravioli and temperature and barometer. So really all that remains at the minute is to go to the next... Ooh, that's not right. There we go. Still trying to find out what will trigger the, warp to next move thing. I'm wondering how polar I am being, in fact. Oop, would help if I had the nav boiler. And would help if I also took notice of what the burn time's going to be, and it would be a good idea if I moved myself to Dunman. I've done my usual sin of making a very long and unwieldy craft. I probably should have put reaction wheels actually in the middle of this craft. But I didn't, so there you go. Right, so I'm going at what, 20 seconds? Yep. The launch, well, I didn't record the launch on the grounds that, yeah, launches, yeah, I can do them, they're really easy. I did flip out once or 3 times or so. I eventually had to put fins on the back end of my second stage, because as soon as I would go to the second stage, the rocket would flip, just immediately. I couldn't work out why. One possibility is that the I thought I made this kind of beautifully aerodynamic fairing at the top, and it's possible that beautifully aerodynamic fairing wasn't as beautifully aerodynamic as I thought it was. Right, so this is just ourselves. Do the final approach on low power. There we go, look at that. Isn't that lovely? Okay, so I am, what, 29k above the surface of Minmus. Now, so in space low, so I'm checking to see what my situation is. My situation is in space low, which means that we go in and we do the other set of science. And somewhat pleasing to myself, I've gone immediately to the correct side, the side that hasn't been done. Oh, gravity scans go by biome. Ooh. Because temperature scans do not, for example. They just say in space. Well, it looks like I'm going to have to send a polar... Oh, what I need to do... So that's a fair whack of science that I've got there, bound up in this little thing. It looks like I'm going to have to send a polar gravity satellite, both to the moon and also probably to... Well, yeah, I have to do around Kerbal as well. I did not realise that I was by biome. Right, so let's deploy the scanner. And this is the bit I don't quite know what to do. I don't know how this works. Look at Minmus, big lumpy thing. Actually, very small lumpy thing. All right, perform. Right, let's bring out the fuel display, so my resource display. Perform orbital survey. What? What's wrong with this orbit? Between 25k and 300 kilometers. Why not stable? No. Is this not orbital enough? Is that the problem? Polar enough? Alright. I'm not sure how many delta V's I've got left. Oh, okay, I've got that many. I've got that many. I'm going to take my apparatus out. Right, that's going. I mean, that's got to be pretty polar. Good. $27 and $28. Right. I do not see how they're going to be able to complain about that, although they probably are. I say they. I don't know who this they is I'm referring to. But apparently that is not a polar enough orbit for the satellites. Well, I'm guessing that's the problem. I don't think I've got enough delta V to get this whole thing back, or else I'm going to have to somehow mount a rescue. Right, so there we go. That's going to be maneuver node. Warp to next maneuver. It's only a few seconds. Really, you've got to stop making difficult to maneuver craft. Okay. 3.6 seconds. So. Off the maneuver indicator goes in the nav ball. Very careful to keep my hands off the Z key. There we go. Now, how are you feeling about that then, eh? Right, so it's starting the transmission, which I believe is the expensive part. Okay. That wasn't nearly as I thought. Okay. I was expecting that to be bad. Okay, or 4.9. So I now have some information which I didn't have before. I can toggle its overlay. What? Oh, maybe it's in the. Oh, where they go? That's here at the map view. All right. So, wait. Keep map green. So what I'm doing, I think, is changing the cutoff. So only all values of 40% will show up. Do I need to have the scanner in place in order to toggle the overlay, or can I do it? That's a thing, isn't it? Because I'm going to be taking this back, is the plan. But if I need this, do I need the scan sat in place? So I can see areas that are ripe for mining. Mysteriously, none of them appear to be on the flat bits, which is slightly annoying. No, that's not true. I think these are flat bits. I think that's one of the flats. Oh, there's a bit there on that one. Alrighty then. Oh, that's interesting. Why am I not getting... There we go. For some reason I wasn't... Well, the orbital trail is quite faint. I mean, right, I think what I need to do is... At about this point is when I'm going to orbit, want to deorbit by going prograde. Yeah, that works a lot better than the way what happened before. When I tried the Mooner one. Now I only, okay, I've got 160 odd delta V to play with. That's not working as intended. It's getting quite difficult to... I'm wondering if there is in fact a single burn that's going to take me where I want to go in one lump, or whether I should just go for just escaping Minmus's orbit. And do adjustments from there. Alright, that is what we're going to do. I'm going to point myself to a maneuver first, actually. Going to get back here. Right. Now if I just hit transmit data, that transmits everything, which is not necessarily what I want. Am I going to have to send up another scan set to stay permanently in orbit? Yeah, I'm still, you know, working out how these things work. Am I going to get that overlay? You know, do I get to keep that overlay or not? But I got a bit of science out of it, I think. Because I'm fairly sure I wasn't on 36 before. Right, let's continue. Let's go back to maneuver. Warp next maneuver. So there's no point doing one of these on Kerbal because there's very little point in mining on Kerbal. I suppose there is some actually. You can turn because you mine ore and you turn the ore into resources, and you can, in theory anyway, when you recover the vessel, you've got those resources. So you can, when you recover the vessel, you effectively sell the resources. So you can make some money off it, in theory. But other than that, there's not a huge amount of point. At least I don't think so. The point is to be able to generate things, fuel and that, on bodies that you would not normally, otherwise you'd have to spend time and effort launching from Kerbal. That's the value of it. Alright, we're going to leave that there. That's going to give me, this is my apoapsis and my periapsis, right, in my apoapsis. So what we'll do is warp to the sphere of influence change. That's not warping as quickly as I'd like. Well, either that or it's just taking a long time. Oh, it's just... Wow. Oh, am I gonna... Oh, it's gonna be 18 days before I get there. So I'll do it all from there, in fact. How many Delta V's? I've got 106 left. Didn't mean to do that. Eek. Oh, I'm not getting back, am I? That's aggravating. Someone didn't plan out their mission properly. So I might have been able to do it. Actually, I wasn't. Maybe I just didn't put enough Delta V in the first place. Well. Whoop. What I think I will do. Is there any possibility of using a moon assist? Doesn't look like it. And that's 127. That's way out of my budget. Right, let's get back out here. What I think I'm going to do is circularize on the grounds that that's going to make it easier to pick this up later. I'm also going to transmit all my data. Now, I think, I don't know if I'll still get the experiment data when I recover this. I don't know if I also get the data from it. And if I do, I do. If I don't, I don't. It'll be a useful experiment anyway. But fundamentally, I need... Oh, I suddenly realised something I could have done. I could have... I could have sent the gravity thing over and I could have done lots of polar orbits and... Oh, well, never mind. For next time. Wow, this is this is killing my power. Anyway, I need I'm going to stop that and build up electric power. I need the science is the thing. I need extra science because I need in order to it's got a lot. In order to come get this thing, then I'm going to need to be able to, at the very least, well, I'm going to need the claw. The claw! And I think you can refuel using the claws. I think I'll be able to come up, grab it with the claw, and refuel it and then bring it home, and then everything be hunky-dory. Let's see if I can finish off the transmissions with what I've got thus far. Right, so according to this, I now have transmitted everything. And I think actually if I... No, I don't, I'm not going to keep the data. The data has gone because if I go back here, I can now log pressure data. Well, actually, I might as well do it. Might as well get it. You can't get the goo. So it might have been an idea to, nah, I could have. My properly efficient way of doing it would have been to only log the repeatable experiments, get as much science as I can out of that, because I'm going to need to research a few bits and pieces in order to come back and get this. It must be said, I've got a new scientific instrument, and I'm going to just spend some time going around the KFC. Are we done? No, not yet. 0.2 science. Let's get rid of a few of these. Really. Wait till it's done. So I'm going to wait till this is done, and then I'm just going to go back to go back to, I mean, I don't know if it'll keep transmitting if I move away from this. I'm just going to let that finish. Then I'm going to go back and start thinking about either rescue missions or not. Or other things. That would presumably be me going through the SOI chain. Yeah, so I'm now an orbit around Kerbal as opposed to being all around Minmus. I'm getting a lot of, it's getting tiny amounts of data but not adding any science. I don't know how much data it's got left to do. It just seems to be in some kind of loop. Oh, I see. It's getting tiny amounts each time, but it's not adding any science. So I've got to wait for that to finish. So it's on 86%, 90% to nearly get there. So it's going to take a few more of those. Yeah. So I'm going to want to send more. So I'm going to send something. I'm going to want to send. Sounds like I'm going to want to send something on this back again, or possibly just actually. The next thing is almost certainly I want a manned mission, because I actually have a contract now in here somewhere. Extract ore. Acquire 1,200 units of fresh ore from Minmus. Have 1,200 units of ore in your vessel. Land your ore on Kerbal, and then maintain stability for 10 seconds. I'm not sure why that's important to it. Well, I'm going to let that go, and then I'm going to have to go and go back to I'm going to go back to the Space Center and do some stuff. So thanks so much for watching. This was not the most successful mission, but I think I've got a lot of useful stuff out of it. I've got enough science to get new bits, which is important. So thanks so much for watching. Hit like and subscribe if you've been enjoying this. Find Neil Love Dice at neillovedice.com. You also find us at Twitter and Facebook. And finally, even if you occasionally get stuck there, reach for the stars.